Cottage Grove,
Lebanon. He's won at every dirt track in this state. He's dialed in. He's got a great program. He's got a phenomenal car with that X Factor. I want to see him show up at Southern Oregon. I want to see some of these young guys come up. I want to see Rob Maya come out, Darren Koffel. Let's get these guys together. I want to see all those fast guys get on what I will say the fastest track, at least in the Pacific Northwest, and duke it out. We'll see that in August, which is the $4,000 to win show. I think it needs to be a weekly deal.
I'd like to see some previews before the big $4,000.
Well, here's the thing.
You get some good highlight reels off of that.
Be
a precursor to the 4,000.
Right. And here's the thing. Oh, should I say that on the air? I wonder. Oh, that would be us stirring the pot.
I'll go ahead. We're known for that.
You know what? I'm going to do it. We just got a message from Joey Tanner on the chat line. And this is what I love about Joey. Okay? Some people get frustrated with it. This is one thing I love about Joey. Joey will say what's on his mind.
Yep. Calls it as it is.
And more often than not, he'll back it up. He says right here on the chat line, verbatim, Preston doesn't want any of the 111.
Ooh.
Now that's a call out.
There's a call out.
I hope Preston Luckman's listening.
Yeah.
I hope he's listening. I hope he heard that.
And if somebody is listening that can get him to start listening.
Oh, I'm sure Mackenzie has already said something to him.
I'm sure she has.
She's probably watching the show and reading all these messages coming in. Joey says yes. He says yes. He's not afraid to. He's okay. So Joey's like a mini version of Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? He'll come out and say it and do what he has to do to get the job done. We'll see if that'll happen at Southern Oregon this year. See, Joey will call out the 77 car. I'm calling Joey out.
Ooh.
I'm going to call Joey out and say, all right, you've called out the 77. He's got to win at Southern Oregon. He's one up on you there. I'm calling you out to bring the 111 down, and let's see what you've got.
There you go.
Preston gave it 100%, though. He didn't mess up one time.
I wouldn't doubt Joey would give 110%.
And
120.
111.
111%. Okay. Got us there.
Joey's, I'm a fan of Joey. I've liked Joey ever since I
think if you're a fan of racing, the way Joey Tanner drives a race car, it's hard not to be a fan of somebody with that type of talent. Same with Rob Maya and Darren Koffel and Trent Elliott and all these young guys. I'll tell you right now, we're talking about all these guys everyone knows about, but Brody Montgomery. Remember I said that name right here on that show when it comes to that division. Remember that name, that 3-car, Brody Montgomery. Okay? That kid, and I've been around this thing a long, long time, 40-plus years. He impressed me.
What about Tony Toast?
Goes without saying. Tony Toast, Jason Papich. Ask Joey Tanner how good they are.
We seen that last year at the Bud Nationals.
We see those guys unload everywhere. They're fast. They're back east right now on the Lucas deal. We've got a ton of talent here on the West Coast in this division.
Yep.
And it's sad that it doesn't get showcased the way it should be. And that's exactly what we're trying to do at Southern Oregon. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's exactly what we are going to do.
That's what Moxie's all about.
We are going to be the place that division wants to be. Okay? We're going to be that track that all these guys want to be at. Why? Because that's where the best drivers are going to be. That's where you're going to showcase your talent against the best the best of the best here in Oregon and California. That's happening now. That is where it's going to be.
That 4K shootout is going to be. I think it's going to be something phenomenal. There's going to be cars coming out of the woodwork left and right. We've got a good car count. Got some fantastic racing, and you got some big names.
The guys that have told us that they're coming.
Yeah, we got it. They're coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be something to see. And I think we're going to have fans and spectators coming from a long way just to watch.
Oh, you will. You will. The West Coast will be covered. Oregon, Washington, California. I think you might see, from what we've talked to, you might see a car come up from Nevada, possibly Arizona. That's big money out here.
But maybe there's going to be some people in the know from back east that's going to show up with their eyes open. Going, hey, just kind of like recruiting in football.
Right.
You're going to have recruiters sitting up in the stands going, wow, look at this talent here. I think we need to move some of them our way and see what happens.
Well, I agree, and I think that like I said, Southern Oregon Speedway is going to be the place. The central location of it, the long tow for everybody. Okay, I mean, I get it. It's a long tow.
Well, look at us. We're going 3.5 hours.
Right. And guys like Joey Tanner got to go 5.
2 more hours, yeah.
There's guys coming up on a regular basis from the rest of from here on out that are going to come up 5 hours out of California, but they're doing it. We've talked to them, confirmed it just the other day. Joey Tanner just hit us again. He said racetracks schedule on top of each other for late model shows. That does not work. Car counts will always be lower because of it.
Well,
there's no argument to that.
Nope.
But there's no argument, too, when you've got the fastest track with the best cars and a good purse, why those cars wouldn't show up.
See, go back to what we was talking about before, about all the racetracks in the Northwest, instead of working together.
They don't.
Why not do the schedule that brings in that's good for your racetrack? Bring in a 20-car count of late models at Southern Oregon Speedway. Take 20-car count at Cottage Grove.
It'll never happen.
But I mean, if it would,
it'll never happen. And we've said this for years in this region. It just doesn't. That's not how it works. We need a series if that's going to be the case.
Yep.
We need a corporately sponsored series. I don't know how to get that done out here because you just don't have. You don't have
not enough hitters out there to.
Well, you go back east and you got racetracks. You within a 60-mile radius, you got 14, 15 tracks. Here, tracks are 3 hours apart, hour and a half. I mean, there's too spread out from the top of Washington down to the bottom of California.
Iron Giant does it.
Well, maybe these guys can learn from them, but
right. Iron Giant does it. They got their series.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we have?
They're
a
in 3 states
series?
this year.
Yeah,
but the expense with those cars aren't what late models are either.
Well, that's true. So
it takes money to get those guys to your track.
You're going to need a mega sponsor to help out.
Well, you do. You need a corporate sponsor to pay the purse. You just have to. But what we're going to do down at Southern Oregon is draw the best cars and the best crowds on a regular basis. That's what it's going to be. Listen to me when I say this. I'm not saying it to say it. I'm saying it because that's what's going to happen. We've talked with Mike. Mike and I have had some great conversations. He is a race promoter. And that's the difference right there. Anybody can own a racetrack.
Not everybody can run a racetrack.
100% right, Ed. You want to be successful, you have to be a promoter. And Mike McCann has been a promoter for about 40 years in this game. And he does it right. He knows how to do it.
Yep. He's not a newbie at it.
No.
He's on just about every racetrack in the Northwest but one.
But one.
One.
And how many has he been involved with in the state of California? His history is rich. His knowledge is strong. He knows how to get stuff done.
Yep. And you can see it in him, too.
Oh, and what's going on? Well, I appreciate that, Ryan. Ryan Nelson just hit us up from Southern Oregon Speedway. Since you guys have been down here, the crowds have been triple.
Triple?
Well, then I say what we're doing we're doing right, because that's exactly what we are trying to do. Doesn't matter what track we're at. That's our goal. Car count and crowds. And Ryan Nelson says that our crowds are tripled since we've been there. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, me too.
That makes me feel good.
Because we love, I don't know if the fans realize it, but we love to interact with the fans and get them up and screaming and hollering and having a good time. And if they're not having a good time, I'm not having a good time. Because I feel like if they're not having a good time,
We're not doing our job.
I'm not doing something right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So.
Well, and that goes especially for me, because here's the thing. Say what you want, the voice. Okay, I'm what they hear. What people don't know. And it's kind of like when you're the quarterback of a football team. You're the face. You're the guy that's going to get the praise, and you're the guy that's going to get tore up. Okay? Whether you're right or wrong, it's going to be one way or the other. Okay? That's me with Moxie. What these guys don't see is everything you guys do directly affects what I do. Gary in the pit area, the information he gives me to the crowds, what's going on, if someone wrecks, if someone pulls off.
Well, it's the information he feeds me too.
The
because
radios,
I feed off of it.
The radios and the communication to the tower, what you guys do is all a part of this whole deal. I'm just the face of that. But what you guys do and help promote this whole thing is for the right reasons. From a photographer, phenomenal skills, the shots, the action shots, to the information coming out of the pit area, to the communication in the tower with Sandy, to the drone footage that is a huge part of promoting this deal because of what we do with video, whether it's trackside, in-car, drone coverage, the main camera on top of the tower. All of that becomes a package. And our package right now is strong. We've got a great crew. We've got guys and gals that are comfortable doing what they do, and it's benefiting everybody.
And I've seen a couple other places trying to emulate what we're doing now. We were the first in the business to do aerial drone video. And I've seen a couple of instances now to where guys are following the cars around on the track with a little racing drone, and
I've seen it as well.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And and it feels good if you're starting something
You set
and
the pace.
everybody else starts to emulate what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me that you must be doing something right, or they wouldn't
other
be
people
trying
wanna
to
do it.
or they
In-car
wouldn't be trying to
cameras
follow you.
And it's a constant learning game.
Yes.
Constantly learning. Much like a crew chief or a driver, it's you're constantly learning to get better. We've had some great people on this team. I mean, Moxie isn't just what it is now. There's been a lot of people that have been a part of this that have built it up. Sam Pettit was a big part of this. He's on his own.
Sam was my buddy.
Sam's a great dude. I got nothing but love for Sam. A lot of people, when they found out Sam was no longer part of, and that was a choice that Sam made.
Yep.
Nobody was angry at nobody. It was everybody was good. Sam was at a different time of his life.
And he did some awesome in-car videos.
He's one of the best. It's one of the best. He does a great job. You and Sam worked a lot together. You guys have a very similar style in putting stuff together. I'm getting involved with that process now.
Gary's going to be in the pits with the camera, so
Gary's going to be doing.
I heard a challenge. I got to keep up with Sam Pettit.
yeah.
You're going to be running the cameras. I mean, this whole thing. But it's been from where Moxie started in 2012 was a Galaxy S3 smartphone and an HP mini laptop. And me. That was it. Adam Passmore came on. We started doing some stuff together. He was helping me out in the tower. He was helping, started this whole Spreaker thing, helping start produce some of this stuff. Sam came on as a camera guy. We've grown steadily. And the people that we put, there's been people that I've wanted to talk to about being in this deal, but I haven't put in here because they don't fit. Their talent might be phenomenal, but what we do